Hi everyone. So I thought today I would start with my poem, and I'll put a link below. As you know, I've already posted the poem on a YouTube video, so you're more than welcome to just watch it, and then you get the poem without all the narration. But this morning I'm having my hot water, lemon, aloe vera, and still pretty hot. This is my mug. This is based on my first book, and I'll leave the link for my book as well. This is a harder mug to ship because of the expense of it, but it is available definitely for people that want to support me through this journey. And I'd like to give you an update as I go along, by the way. And so you can definitely support me that way. Curbside pickup works pretty well if you're in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Anyways, as you know, I want to work on my book as I'm healing through cancer and taking my alternative route. And of course, I have my GoFundMe, which I'll leave the link below as well. So meanwhile, I believe that I should be putting some attention on this book that has been gnawing at me for a long time. And I believe I wrote, 2016 is when I wrote the poem. And it actually took me a long time just to tell my family. That was not easy. And, when I'm exposing myself, I'm not a single child and my parents are both gone. It's my family that gets impacted as well. I mean, I believe we all have our own choices and we make our own choices. But I certainly didn't want my family to be impacted by the publishing of this book. But I really feel that my paranormal experiences and what I've experienced through life should be shared. So I want to do that. So what I'm trying to do now is some videos about what my book is going to be about and what are some of the things that are going to be in it. The poem is definitely going to be in it. And so I thought, well, I'll just start with the poem and then you'll have an idea of what this book is about. As you know, it's about my mom's suicide and my paranormal experiences after. So I don't know how far along I'll get in the poem. So if you want to skip forward and just go to the poem itself and read the poem, I'm going to add the link below for my YouTube video, which will take you to the poem and you can just read the poem itself, or depending how far we get, which I don't imagine we're going to get through the whole poem in one video. As I mentioned before, I want to keep my videos short and sweet. I'm going to be doing a treatment shortly, so I just thought while I'm having my morning hot lemon with my aloe vera, I'm going to chat with you. And by the way, this mug is actually based on my first book. So if you wanted to help me through this journey, you may already know I did start a GoFundMe page, so I will put that link below. As you know that I'm going through this treatment or this healing crisis in a natural way. That's my choice. I hope to continue that way. And I'm hoping that just taking this step and moving forward is going to actually help my healing. So let's see how it goes. Anyways, that mug is from my book. You can get it shipped, or curbside pickup is most ideal, save all the shipping. I do offer that in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And, if you really wanted to support me and have it shipped, then by all means. So what it is you've got inspirational words behind. It's in my book as well. So I'll leave that with you. Meanwhile, let's get back to my poem. So the poem is called Mom, an Angel I Know. And I wrote it in 2016, quite some time. And I'm just going to start with that, and let's see how far we get before we end this video. So I think what I'll do is I will just check my time here. So, oh, I have it on my computer screen. There we go. I lost my mom, December 17th, 1978. Her pain got so bad, she took her own life. So as you know, my mom committed suicide in, obviously, December 17th, 1978. Merry Christmas to us all. There is a lot behind that. I'm not going to go into all of it at this point. I want to kind of be brief on each part of this poem, as brief as I can, or we'll see how it goes. But there's definitely more I want to talk about this part, because I don't want to talk about it now, but I will want to talk about it because obviously there was a little bit of guilt that I had to deal with at that time, because on December 17th somebody told me that my mom was going to commit suicide, and I couldn't get my head around it. I just couldn't believe it. Of course, I was 19 at the time, and it was just too big of a pill for me to swallow. It was surreal. That's all I can say. But anyways, we'll talk about that more on another video. So the next, oh sorry, my mom suffered with a lot of health issues. I would call it depression. I don't know whether it was, I don't think it was manic depressive, bipolar, I don't know. Back in 78, before Mom passed, while she was going through this for many, many years, I remember as a child, my mom spending time in the Royal Hospital. It was not easy. I remember one particular time we lived by the river, and I had to stay at a neighbor's, which is a quarter of a mile away because we lived on farms. And so I was away from my family. I think maybe a brother was with me as well. Maybe my brother Mike. I'll have to ask him if he recalls that. But I know I was there, and it was very, very difficult. All I wanted was my mom home and to be, back with the family. I didn't anticipate any emotions to come out, but I guess this is part of the journey. So please bear with me, because I don't know. I'm not really rehearsing this, so it's just going to come out as it comes out. Okay. Wow. She left her family. My husband, her husband, sorry. I've had a recent husband, so I got my husband in my mind. Let me try that again. She left her family, her husband, my dad, all of her children, 5 brothers, and me. Writing this book was definitely not easy. I'm in the process of writing this book, but telling my family about writing this book was not easy for me to do. That was definitely a challenge. And we kept this all quiet. As I was telling my family about it, I realized that one of my brothers hadn't shared that with anybody. I still find it hard to believe not being able to share that with somebody. So I hope that he was able to share it with at least somebody. I'll have to ask him again. But as I was going through and telling my brothers, I'd have a chat with them, and some things that came out were pretty interesting. But it was such a challenge telling them that I was going to write this book, and it took me a long time to reach each and every one of them. I didn't go out and seek to touch base with them. My family is all local and pretty much close by, but I wanted to, and some of them I see regularly, more regularly than others. Some of them I see more on special occasions when we get together as a family for, Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And so grateful to my oldest brother and my sister-in-law that they've been hosting dinners, and now my niece is kind of taking over before COVID. So very grateful that they've been doing that for such a long time. I know I have 5 brothers. I know what you're thinking, and don't get me wrong. I've thought of it myself. I should have been doing more myself with that side of things. But anyways, I won't digress. Needless to say, it was really hard for me to tell my brothers that I was going to write this book, because it not only impacts myself, obviously, and in exposing myself and exposing this, it also exposes them. We were a Dutch family. My parents were Dutch. We were all born here in Canada, but my parents are Dutch, and they got married and they came to Canada. So I remember my aunt. My dad is one of the older siblings, and this particular aunt is one of the younger siblings. And she happened to come and visit, but just before she came to visit, which her motivation was to visit my dad, and unfortunately he passed away a week before she got here. And we were so grateful that she still did come and see us. But she was telling me that, or telling us that she remembers the day, because don't forget, my parents were young, and my dad had 16 siblings. So there's quite a gap between the oldest and the youngest. So she said that she remembers the day that my dad and my mom were on the boat and leaving for Canada, and her waving goodbye at the shoreline and thinking to herself, I'm never going to see my brother again. So just to let you know that I am breaking this up into 2 parts. I ended up talking a little bit longer, and the video is a little longer than I want it to be. I wanted to keep it short and sweet like I promised, so I'm doing it in 2 sections. So I'm cutting it here, and I'll send you the next one shortly. So meanwhile, thank you very much for listening. And if you want to help support me, I've got all kinds of links in the description box below, whether you want to purchase my book. Maybe you're interested in one of my mugs. Maybe you already have my book. Those are harder to ship, but they work really good for curbside pickup if you're in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And if you want to support me, then you're just paying for the shipping, basically, to have it shipped to where you are. So that's all fine as well. I will leave that link below as well. That's just right on my website. I hope that it's there. If not, just please go to my website and contact me, or put a note in the comments below. Yeah, and add a comment in the comment below for sure, because that really helps my channel. So it's a very small channel, so whatever you can do to help it grow is amazing. I'll also put the link for the GoFundMe if ever at any point in time that you choose to want to support me in this healing journey. Then it'll be in the link below. And other ways that you can help is by sharing this video. That helps. Any activity really that you're doing on the YouTube channel helps the creator, which would be me, of course, is by liking it, by sharing it, by subscribing, by putting a comment below. All those things actually help to build your channel. So building my channel at this point will help my book in terms of sales when it's ready to hit the bookstores. And I really look forward. And I'm going to be doing visualizations, and I will be seeing my book on the shelf, because part of this healing journey in my eyes is seeing your future. And I'm seeing my future with my new husband and some of the things that we want to do in our life together, and growing old together, and spending time in a warm climate. Yeah, that would be so nice in the middle of our winters. And you know how much I love walking on the snow. That is actually one of my most popular videos, is me walking the snow. I'll leave you a card above. You'll see a card and you can take a look at that. So meanwhile, thank you. Thank you again for listening, and I'll see you again soon with the second half of this video. Bye for now. Love to you all.